Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It has been quite a while since I have posted any videos on here. This is definitely not the video that I wanted to come back to my channel with, but you know, I had so many different really great fun videos planned, and sometimes life just takes a different turn and changes your plans, and you just kind of have to adapt, which is what I'm doing right now. So before I get started and jump into this video, if you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Caitlin, and if you are returning, thank you for sticking around. I know it's been quite a while since I filmed, so let's just jump into this. I have a feeling that this is going to be quite a long video, so I'm going to put some timestamps at the bottom just of the different subsets of things I'm talking about, because I'm probably going to talk about, you know, the beginning, the actual miscarriage, and things that kind of helped me get through it. So just starting off, we did actually film a ton of different videos probably in the beginning of March. We did a lot of fun things, like I cut Tyler's hair at home, we went and surprised my niece, you know, took her swimming, did all this fun stuff, and then Corona hit, which we all know about by now. And we just kind of stopped at that point. I wasn't working, so I was home anyways, but Tyler had to get sent home and work from home, and we just didn't know what was gonna happen. We didn't know what it was, and then probably about midway in between, I did end up getting a job, which I really like, by the way. I love my job. If you know from videos before, I talked about the job experience I had before, and it was just horrendous. So this job is amazing. I love it. So I'm very happy to be there, and I'm very happy that I was able to get a job, because I know so many unfortunate people who may have lost their job or just can't get jobs right now, which is so sad. I was lucky enough that the position I found is something that is needed and something that I could have worked during the shutdown. So we kind of resumed life as normal. I started going back to work, Tyler's at work, and then on August 2nd, we found out that we were pregnant. And I was, to be honest, very terrified by that. I was not happy about it, and I feel like in the back of my mind I was happy, and I can totally make a whole video just talking about this, because I know a lot of people don't talk about that. Most people just, you know, you hear the, oh, I'm so excited, I'm pregnant, we're pregnant, blah, blah. And it's not that we weren't planning. We were definitely planning for it. We were talking about it all the time. We were super excited about it. And then just when I read that test, it freaked me out really bad, just knowing there was a human growing inside of me. So if you guys want to hear just more about my thoughts on that, I will definitely make a video on that. But we definitely got more happy after a couple of weeks. And, you know, we were really starting to plan things and talk about it more. I finally had gotten a doctor's appointment, because it took forever to get a doctor's appointment with Corona right now. We really wanted somewhere that Tyler could go with me to the appointments, because I am terrified of the doctor. And so about 11 weeks in is what we think I was. I finally got a doctor's appointment. I was supposed to go on a Thursday, and then the Tuesday before my doctor's appointment, I did have a miscarriage. I'll kind of start from when it started, and the reason I am making this video is it's for me, of course, just to kind of talk to other people about it and share my story in length, but also to just help other people. I feel like this is a subject that is not talked about enough at all. No one knows, like, you know, you've got what the doctor tells you, but there's just so many other ways that this could happen, and no one just talks about it, and that's what I want to do, and maybe be someone that could help another person in the future that is watching this video. So the miscarriage happened, it actually happened on Wednesday at like 2 o'clock in the morning, but we'll start over the weekend before that. So on Friday night, I started spotting very, very lightly. The next day on Saturday, it went away. I didn't have any pain, no cramps, no spotting or anything. And then on Sunday, because we drove to Michigan to see my dad. On Sunday on the drive home, I started spotting a little bit more. So if you don't want to hear it, I know guys might not be too happy on hearing this. I'm going to get pretty graphic on talking about, you know, just what happened. So beware, you know, censor yourselves. But I did start spotting a little bit more, definitely for the rest of the day. I probably started at 10 o'clock, and then just the whole rest of the day I was spotting. And I talked to so many different women that I knew about it, and they said, you know, that's normal. I spotted during my pregnancy, you know, as long as it's not this, or as long as you're not cramping, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, you know, whatever, I'm gonna keep an eye on it, but it's normal. Monday came and I went back to work, and I do work for a doctor. Well, a chiropractor is he's a doctor, so he knows more than I know. I talked to him about it, and he really can't talk. He wasn't really sure what was going on, and about midway the day, Monday, I started bleeding. Like, I mean, just straight blood. It wasn't super heavy, but it was definitely not just like pink spotting, it was blood, and I freaked out. So I called the doctor that I was supposed to go to on Thursday, and they were like, okay, you know, just monitor it. You know, if you put a pad on, if you fill that up in 45 minutes, you know, just give us a call and we'll, you know, do what we need to. And then about 10 minutes after that call, the nurse called me again and was like, do you want me to get blood work sent so you can get that done? And so I went and got blood work done. The next day, they called me and said my HCG levels were kind of high, so they wanted me to get blood work done again on Wednesday. And Tuesday was great. I didn't bleed at all the whole day. Like, I was fine. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is past. Maybe I was just like stressed out or something. And then Tuesday night, I started getting light cramps. And I think that's kind of when I knew. I'm trying not to cry. I promised myself I wouldn't cry in this video. And I just put my makeup on. So I'm like trying to calm myself down. But I started getting light cramps. And I did know then. I was like, something's not right. So I went to bed pretty early that night, and I woke up about 11:30 on the Tuesday night, and I had pain, but it felt like more like I had to go to the bathroom. So I just kept going to the bathroom, and I went back, tried to go back to sleep, and it just kind of kept getting worse and worse until I just could not bear it anymore. I kept really feeling like I had to go to the bathroom. I couldn't sit, I couldn't stand. I woke Tyler up and I'm like, I am in so much pain right now, Tyler. I don't know what's going on. And so like he was kind of awake, and I just kept going back and forth from the bathroom, and I kid you not, this pain was the worst pain I have ever felt in my entire life. It was definitely cramping, but like the most unbearable. It was probably like contractions, I'm assuming, what would feel like. You know, I've talked to my mom and my mother-in-law and just so many women, and they said that's exactly what it feels like. So I essentially went through birth without pushing anything out. So finally we were like, okay, I just can't take this pain anymore. I don't know what to do, because I didn't want to take any medicine because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't really know if I was having a miscarriage, or, you know, I didn't want to take something that was not good and make it worse. So we called the doctor, and they said, you know, you can either call the emergency line or you can go to the ER. And at that point I was like, Tyler, I can't wait anymore. Like, I have to go. I can't. And at that, I didn't even think I was gonna make it to the ER. I felt like I was gonna pass out. I felt like I was gonna throw up. I was so nauseous. So I just threw on whatever clothes. I think I threw on gym shorts, and it was probably 50 degrees out that night. But I was so hot, I was having cold sweats. I got to the door, and all of a sudden, the only way I can put it is my water broke in a way. So I just felt like just this big splash of liquid, no blood, anything. It was just liquid that just expelled out of me. And I was like, what is going on? That actually took away the pain a little bit. So I changed my clothes and I jumped in the car. I was like, Tyler, like, my pain's gone a little bit. Like, we need to go so I can get there before it gets worse. Got to the doctor, and once I stood up from the car, I felt it go again, but it didn't come out of my pants. And that time it was just straight blood. I did find out later when they did the pelvic exam. Went to the ER, which they were so great. They got me in so fast. They immediately put me on an IV with liquid because my blood pressure was like 80 something over 50, and they really wanted to get that up. They wanted to make sure they had me on liquids just in case. They had me on like 2 bags, but the pain was just so unbearable. I would not cooperate with them. They wanted me to lay down. I couldn't do it, so they ended up putting me on morphine, which was very weird. I've never been on morphine before. And they put me on morphine. They gave me some nausea medicine because I was feeling a little bit nauseous. I was still feeling a little lightheaded. They said my blood pressure drop could have been because of how much pain I was in. So they put me on all that. I started feeling better to where I could actually function and answer their questions properly. Doctor came in, they took my blood pressure, they, you know, just did a bunch of things. I don't remember half of it. I feel like maybe I blacked out a little bit. And then they ended up wanting to do the pelvic exam, and when they did the pelvic exam, they also took, well, before they talked about the pelvic exam, they did take like 3 tubes of blood, and at that moment they did tell me that my HCG level had dropped immensely, and they confirmed that I was having a miscarriage. So they went and did the pelvic exam, and I didn't see anything because they were, you know, I had my legs up, they were doing the pelvic exam. Tyler did see though, and I really do feel bad for him because I'm sure that he's never going to get that image out of his brain, but they were able to get a lot of the fetal tissue out at that moment. So that definitely confirmed that I was having miscarriage. There was a lot of blood coming out. Sorry, I'm getting emotional again. So that's pretty much just what happened at the ER. We were there until probably 5 o'clock in the morning. I think we got there at maybe 2. They were pretty quick. They did everything really. I mean, they couldn't do anything more. They just helped me get through it. I'm thankful, you know, that I was able to pass it naturally and not have to go get anything done, because I've heard women who have had to get that done. I know it's painful. So they did that. We went home, and it was kind of hard to process at first because I was in so much physical pain. I feel like the whole next day, I mean, I was in pain. They gave me medicine to take home. I was having severe cramps, still bleeding a ton, and I think I was just more thankful to not be in pain that day. The next day after that, so it would have been Thursday, and my boss was really nice. He gave me the rest of the week off. It was a very, very emotional day for me. I was probably crying every 5 minutes. Kind of all hit me at once. They're like, hey, I don't have this in me anymore. I've been good. I haven't cried in like a week. So it's just hard like revisiting the feelings and stuff. So it was just like the emotions hit me all at once, thinking like, okay, what do I do now? Like, you know, what's gonna happen? How do I move on from this? Because I just didn't know, you know, why it happened, you know, if it's something that's gonna happen again. Do I even want to have kids anymore? There was just so many things that were rushing through my head at that moment, and Tyler was such the biggest support. It was the first time that I truly had to lean into him, and it was almost like a test, as of like, I know that if I ever need him, he's there for me. And if you guys want to hear like Tyler's side of it too, I'm sure he'll be glad to make a video with me on it, talking about the whole thing from his point of view, because I know it was really hard on him to see me. Like, it was hard on me because I was in so much pain, but I didn't care as much at the moment because of how much pain I was. But it was so hard for him because he felt so helpless and couldn't help me at all. Like, he couldn't do anything except just be there. You know, we've both been just spending time together, really talking about what we want to do, and we still want kids. You know, if you would have asked me that night if I was gonna do this again, I'd be like, no thank you. But, you know, I had a few days to think of it just on my own, and I do still want kids. It's something I still want. I went through the pain, and it was horrible, but I could do it again. That's essentially what happened. I went back to the doctor a week later, and they just did a follow-up. They want me to get my hormones tested every week just to make sure it's going down and that there's nothing left inside. They kind of went through the questions with me on what I had, like, you know, when we can start trying again, when I'm gonna get my period back, just kind of what to do essentially. We didn't do anything with the baby, like we didn't name it, we didn't, you know, get anything taken home. I know some women that helps, but for me it was just too much. I didn't want like they were gonna give me like a certificate, and it was just too much for me. I didn't want that. Some women that is very comforting, and that's great if that helps you, but for me and Tyler, we just didn't want to do that. You know, we're never gonna forget about this in the first place, but I didn't want that. I think the hardest part was I cleaned the house like 2 days later to put everything away. I think that was really hard on me, to put all the things, like the books people had given us and journals, all of that away for the first time, to see it. That was really hard. So moving on from that portion of the video, I do want to talk about things that have helped me through this. The number one thing I feel like, and everyone is different, but I know a lot of people don't tell their family when they're pregnant at first. They usually wait until they get out of that danger zone. I told my parents and Tyler's parents as soon as we found out, and my sister and my dad, because I can't hide that kind of stuff. Like if I'm throwing up or I feel sick, like we live right next door to Tyler's parents. So I told them right away. Like I told my mom on her birthday, and then Tyler's mom's birthday is the next day. So we told her then, and I have really great videos of that. And maybe one day I will share them, make a video, just compilation of all the videos that we collected from people's reactions. But there's something I will cherish forever because they were such genuine, beautiful reactions and people were so excited. And I know it sucks. It really did suck having to tell my family that, hey, like, I'm not pregnant anymore. I had a miscarriage, which they all kind of knew when it was going on. Thankfully, Tyler was there. He was texting them in the middle of the night, letting them know. So I didn't really have to do as much on that part. I think the hardest part for me was they were so excited about it, and it broke my heart that they weren't gonna have that anymore. All that aside, it helped me so immensely that all those people didn't know already that I was pregnant, because it made me feel like I wasn't alone when I was grieving, or I'm still grieving, but it didn't make me feel as alone going through it. And it was nice that people knew why I was sad, because I wouldn't be able to hide that. You know, if I didn't tell them I was pregnant and I didn't tell them I had a miscarriage and they're around me and I just start crying because they say something, it's, you know, at least they know why I was sad in the first place. We didn't really tell that many people. I had just told my friends like a couple days before it happened. I told my best friend Haley, you know, a week or two before it happened. She was really excited. So it was hard to tell my friends what was going on because I had just told them. So that was a little bit rough. But another thing that helped was I did post about it on Instagram and Facebook. We waited a couple days and then we just wrote a long thing out because we had never announced our pregnancy. No one knew I was pregnant. And so to me, posting about it on Instagram helped so much because it made it feel more real to me. Like the pregnancy never felt real to me because I just no one knew. And so being open about it and letting people know what was going on, I feel like saves me from future heartache from someone else talking about it and them not knowing what I went through, but also just really kind of gave me some closure on it. And then obviously making this video is therapeutic in a way. I'm always gonna know my story. I can watch this video whenever I need to, and I just feel like it kind of really lets these emotions out to other people, and it also is comforting to know that maybe I can help someone not feel so alone. The other thing that helped me was reading other people's stories. I specifically follow Sierra. I don't know if you get Sierra, my goodness, I cannot think of her name. Sierra Schultze. I watched Sierra Schultze, and she actually just went through a miscarriage in February, and she made a couple of videos about it, which I didn't watch when she made them because they didn't really, I had nothing to do with that. But watching her videos and seeing her experience and what she went through was really comforting to me, and the things that she said and the things that helped her. I'll go ahead and link her videos about that below in case you want to watch them. She did a whole podcast on it. She did a video and a vlog with her and her husband talking about the experience. And so, if that's something that helps you, definitely look up videos or podcasts or something that, you can hear other people's experiences. I've also been doing a lot of house projects. I started picking out paint for my bedroom. We did a decluttering day where we just got rid of stuff. We pulled out my whole couch, shampooed the rug, which is still not in here because we have to shampoo it 10 times. It's so dirty. And we deep cleaned the tub and everything. So I've just been putting a lot of effort into doing other things that'll keep my mind off of it. The weekend it happened, I did go out to a pumpkin patch. We had a really great time that night. It kind of helped me get my mind off of it for a little bit. I think it's great to grieve and everyone deals with pain differently. Typically, it takes me a long time to process things and I hide my emotions. I do I like how I did it this time, because instead of putting those feelings away, I did take a few days to really just be in my feelings, like really feel everything. And then I enjoyed myself after that. I didn't just like try to do everything I could to forget about it. I kind of dealt with it first and then did things to help me move on and move forward. This, like I said, this is something I'm never gonna forget, but there's a point where you have to be like, okay, I've grieved about this, but life does go on, and we're gonna have another kid one day, and it's, gonna get better. There's gonna be hard days, and there's gonna be really happy, energetic days. Like the other day, I was really happy until the nighttime when I got home. Tyler was still at work and I was by myself, and I just got really sad, and that's gonna happen. That was a really long video of me talking, trying not to cry. I hope that, listening to my story or, my tips on what I did to make it, better helps someone out there, and, helps you just get through it. It's hard. Everyone's so different. Everyone goes through it differently. I know personally some people who came to me and said, like, I've had this many times, and it's just like, wow. It's amazing to see. Not even amazing in a good way, but just like, it's so weird to know how common this is and how often it happens for women. There's so many women who don't even know they go through miscarriage because they don't even know they're pregnant. It's just another period to them. So it definitely is very eye-opening, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure my body is healthy and in ready condition to house another baby, and hopefully that does happen soon for us. But as for now, we are just pushing forward and doing our best every day. So I hope that this helps someone out there. And please let me know in the comments what kind of videos you guys want to see. If you want to see a video with me and Tyler talking about it, we could even do like a Q&A if you have any questions. I have other fun ideas that we can do together. Obviously, our videos are not going to be Disney themed anymore like they were before, just because we don't live near Disney. We're still going to do Disney vlogs and stuff. I do actually have a crafting channel that I just started, which I'm really excited about, that I'll leave the link down below, but I'm doing like Disney crafts and things. That's originally what I started YouTube for in the first place, was to make crafts, because I love DIYing things. And so I'm kind of getting back to those roots and not the whole unboxing stuff, because that's just not me. So definitely check that out if you're into Disney crafts, and there'll be other crafts too, not just Disney. But I really hope you guys get something from this video. If this is not your thing, sorry for the long rant. We'll be back with some more fun videos soon, but thank you for watching, and I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.